Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video with your favorite guy, Mawu the Patient. Okay, so after all the love you showed me and all the comments you made on my last Wildstalker versus Keeper guide I made in Season 1, I thought now is the perfect time to make an updated one for Season 2 11.1 Undermined. So here we are, guys. We're growing, our community is growing. I love discussing Resto Druid with you guys on Discord. If some of you guys are not on my Discord yet, jump in there. We have so many good discussions on what to use, what not to use, what is a meta, what is the best spec. I don't know yet, but maybe you'll figure out what is best for you today. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go. Okay, first off, let's take a look at the first hero talent we have. We have Wildstalker. Okay, so as I said in my first video, you can go back and watch that if you want for Season 1. This will be kind of the same, okay? We have some new crazy talent here for damage, and the most important one, the Circle of the Wild versus Circle of the Heavens, okay? So usually in Season 1, we just went for multiple damage sources, magic and physical damage. Now we need to choose, okay? And that's why the talent trees are so different for Wildstalker and for Keeper this season. So yeah, this is the Wildstalker one. We only go for physical damage, and that's why we're not running any Starfire, Sunfire, Star Surge. I know some of the higher keys players, like some of the world's best players, they actually run Sunfire. I just don't feel like it fits really well with my playstyle. That's why I don't run it, because we only need physical damage from Circle of the Wild, and I still have a lot of time to spread my bleeds and all that, so yeah. For me, it's weird running magical damage when we run Circle of the Wild. So this is the build. We have Primal Fury for more combo points. We have Incapitating Roar. We have Kick. We have everything we need here. And of course, my best spell in the game right now, we have Heart of the Wild. Heart of the Wild, together with Call of the Elder Druid, together with Dream of the Scenarios. A dream combo for every Resto Druid out there right now. Rather you're playing Wildstalker or you're playing Keeper of the Growth, these three talents are so enjoyable in my opinion in Season 2, and I really like it. So yeah, here we have the spec. Not much to talk about. So for Wildstalker, what your playstyle, I will show you later, what your playstyle mostly is about is just spreading your bleeds, okay? Your primary focus is spreading your rakes, spreading your trash, and spreading your rips, okay? So that means for Wildstalker, the playstyle, sorry, will be going into cat form, going in and doing damage, go out again and do healing, and when you have time, go back in cat form and do DPS. Okay? So mostly what you're looking for, I have weak auras for this down here. What you're mostly looking for is your window, okay? Your 1 minute Call of the Elder Druid window, 13 seconds of Heart of the Wild. You're gonna pump out damage. In your downtime, in the 45 minutes downtime, you can do healing, or you can do, just getting combo points, spreading bleeds, but mostly all of your damage will come from that burst in the 15-second window. And that's a totally different playstyle than the Keeper one I'm gonna tell you in just a moment. So for the Wildstalker, it's very like bursty. There's a lot of single target damage, a lot of burst. So yeah, that's the playstyle. For Keeper, I have another thing to tell you here. You can see all the different talent changing here. We're running all the way from Cat, running all over here, and now we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I just love this. What? We actually have Boomkin form again. Just standing there and playing Boomkin form reminds me of Dragonflight, and it's so good. I think it's really, really good that they returned that. So as I was saying before, if you're running Keeper of the Growth, you are going to run Circle of the Heavens, which will increase your magical damage now, and we don't run any cat spells, okay? You're never going into cat form again because now you have Boomkin form. As a different approach or a different play style for Keeper of the Growth, you do not really like look for that big window. You're still using Heart of the Wild, Call of the Elder Druid, and Dream of the Scenarios, but you're not as reliant on it, okay? You're like more of a like steady DPS all of the time, where Wildstalker is more like that 15-second burst window. Here you have pretty well stable damage, both single target and AoE. I must say, from my experience though, Keeper of the Growth has great AoE damage, while Wildstalker has a better single target damage. That might not be true, but in my opinion, if you're standing with a huge group of mobs, Keeper of the Growth spamming the Starfire, and maybe getting some Skyfall, yeah, that's what you call it, right? Starfall from your Convoke will do better AoE than you spreading your bleeds or biting into Bramble Burst. Okay? So yeah, this is the two different builds. It's two different hero talents, and I just wanted to do a quick intro here, just presenting both of them, showing you the talents I'm currently running. You can see we're running a lot of damage here. The Wrath and Starfire damage, you have damage down here. One big difference as well, in Keeper of the Growth, we still run Master Shapeshifter because we're casting Starfires and Wrath and Star Searchers a lot, and we never go out of mana. With this build, with the Keeper build, we just never run out of mana because we run Master Shapeshifter. While on the other hand, if you go back and look at the Wildstalker, we run Livelessness. Okay, I've been practicing this word. I hope I get it right. Livelessness. Liveliness. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. But what this does is, because we have so many bleeds and we have so much damage over time effects, this makes them tick 25% faster. So it's a really, really good talent. I usually don't run out of mana, also because we now run Innervate as well. I usually don't run out of mana on either specs, but I'm running lower on mana with Wildstalker, that's for sure. So yeah, that's a quick presentation of the specs. Okay. So what you need to remember is that Catform is a melee DPS spec, while the Boomkin form is a range DPS, sorry. It's a range DPS spec. So what I want to say about this is that if you're a new player, if you're new to Resto Druid and you just found this video on YouTube, like, what is going on? I need to find a spec. Already now in the video, without showing you rotation, without showing you anything, I would highly recommend you trying Keeper of the Grove first, okay? I'll come back to later why Wildstalker is also a choice, but it's just so much more easy to stay out here. Let me just show you here. Let's start off with the casual Resto Druid rotation, shall we? So sadly, for Mal with the Patient, I only have 2 set. If you have 3 set, okay, this talent build changes a lot. Now we're gonna look over here on the right side. So 2 things are going to change if we get 4 set, or if you already have 4 set, because the 4 set is just so cool. The 4 set spreads out HOTS. When you have light blooms on targets and they bloom up, there is a chance that you're getting a missing rejuvenation, regrowth, or wild growth, sorry, on your target for 15 seconds. So more HOTS equals more healing from your mastery, equals just better gameplay, okay? 4 set is such a huge thing for us. I just sadly haven't got it, even though I went through raids and all that. I'm gonna get it next week, I think. So the only difference we're gonna change in both the Keeper of the Growth and the Wildstalker build when we get our 4 set is that we're no longer gonna run Scenario and Ward. We're gonna run this one, the Abdurance. Because we're gonna get so many HOTS, we're gonna save mana and get a lot of crit on our spells here. You can see for each rejuvenation you have active, regrowth cost is reduced by 8%, and critical effect chance increased by 8% up to a huge abundance. So you're gonna crit a lot. When you crit a lot, you're gonna get clear casting, and then you're gonna get more cast off, okay? So it's gonna be insane healing. So for the people with 4 set, this is the talent build you wanna run. Why you wanna run this as well is just because when you get that 4 set, you're gonna have wild growth a lot, and you're gonna do a lot of healing. So I'm pretty sure, this is for sure, but I'm pretty sure we're no longer gonna run 2 life blooms when we get 4 set, because we're gonna focus more on DPSing, because our 4 set is just gonna do so much healing. But this one, I'm actually curious about what I'm gonna run, but I can only test it when I get 4 set. But I would try to run Power of the Archdruid. I'm actually having a weak aura as well up here. I'm gonna use it in raid. I'm gonna show you that later. But yeah, 4 set means a lot. But for now, I'm just gonna show you, as new players and as myself, only having 2 set, This will be your healing rotation. Let me just pre-make group here. Start a group. Not this one. 1, 2, 3. What you want to do is, I'm going to show you here, I have set focus macros. I can link those down in the description. And in my UI guide, I use set focus macros on my life bloom, on my ward. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you don't click anyone, you're just going to do that. What you want to do is you want to life bloom yourself, or life bloom a tank, or I know this is a very discussed point. You're gonna life bloom 2 targets, okay? If you want to see the discussion, I can put a link here for a video how we're gonna heal season 2. We're gonna talk about the life bloom targets. I don't want to use a lot of time for that today. Life bloom. We're gonna ward. We're gonna do F-flow, okay? So once again, what we're gonna do is life bloom on 2 targets, scenario and ward if we don't have the 4 set. We're gonna F-flow down, and what we're gonna do now as a keeper of the growth build or damage rotation. First, we're gonna do Sunfire. We're gonna do Treants to spread your Moonfire. We're gonna do Star Search into just spamming Starfires. And we're actually gonna get into Boomkin form because we run the Fluid form. I'm gonna show you that talent in a second. We're gonna wait till there's 4 seconds left, and you can go, if you want to do it DPS wise, you can do Convoke. Or you can just save it for healing. Rather, you want that, okay? And now you're just gonna keep going, okay? Because you're gonna keep, you can see the healing from Dream of the Scenarios here. You can keep going. You just spam Starfires. Try to keep up Life Bloom on 2 targets. Keep your Scenario and Ward up. If you're running Power of the Arc Druid, you wanna do Wild Growth on CD. And you wanna do your Swiftments. You wanna do your Swiftments on the target with the Ward on. So if you don't have 4 set, if the ward is popped or they take damage, and you can see the 10 seconds running down, you can actually use Swiftments on them to extend that duration. That's what I usually do. You can see that in most videos that I've uploaded. So a very, very simple rotation, okay? I'm gonna show you one last time. What you wanna do is you wanna hot up, life bloom, ward, F-flow. From here, you wanna Sunfire, Treants for Moonfire, Star Search, and just 1-click Starfire. I'm falling asleep here. It's such an easy one, and you can even keep Convoke of the Spirits if you want it for healing. I'm just gonna do it here with 4 seconds left. Here we go. Hope for a full moon. No. Oh, we have a full moon. I saw it. And keep filling in with Star Searches. If we're going single target, we fill in with those. And yeah, that's the damage rotation. So a very safe. We're standing out here in the range. No one can hit us, and we're actually super safe. That's one of the things I like about it. You can watch swirlies. You can watch what's going on. You can vortex the ads from afar. It's no real problem. What I want to show you next is the Wildstalker. And yes, it's more complex. Personally, I would say also it's more fun for me to play. Okay? So what you want to do here... People are actually signing up. What? Okay, so what you want to do here is that you want to do Life Bloom again, Ward again if you don't have 4 set, F-flow, okay? Treants are not as important anymore because in Wildstalker they don't do that much, okay? So Treants you can use more of a filler thing now. Yeah, I will bloom up, don't worry about it. You now go into cat form and you prowl. Why we prowl is because we have this talent right here. You're gonna get 8% more critical strike damage for 6 seconds if you enter combat in prowl, okay? So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go prowl. Now you need to focus up. Are you ready for it? We're gonna do rake on 2 targets. We're gonna go trash. We're gonna go rip. We're gonna keep spreading our bleeds until we get a proc. Watching the proc right here and convoke. I'm watching this little Bloodseeker vines here.
Chill.
And we're gonna bite into it. Finding a new one. Keep going and bite. So what the bite does is that it does this bursting growth. If we have the, I remember the name, Bloodseeker vines on the target, we can bite into that and it's gonna do AoE damage on everyone. Okay? Really cool. I love this rotation, but it's more complex, and when you're in a healing environment, sometimes it just feels harder to play. And what you also need to remember with Wildstalker is that your Dream of the Scenarios, which is healing a ton with Keeper of the Growth because of the Starfire spamming, this is not healing as much because it doesn't apply to dots. So all your bleed effects are actually doing no healing whatsoever. And that's why the Wildstalker is more of a keep your huts up and do the burst, okay? We're gonna do it one more time here. We're gonna go into stealth. Usually I wild charge in. Gonna rake 2 targets. Rake, trash. And gonna do rip on 1 target. Keep spreading your rake. Now we're unlucky. Watching it. There you have it. And we go. And then we bite it. We spam swipe. Watch it up here. We go for it. Over here. Now we're running out of Heart of the Wild, but we can keep going here. And bite. So that's the rotation. We do a lot of damage with bursting growth. On a single target damage, you just keep the huts up. And that's it. Okay, guys? So that's the big difference. If you're kind of like me, I like the complex playstyle. I like the way that I need to actually focus on what spells to cast and when. If you like that, Wildstalker will be 100% the build for you. Because you need to focus more on procs, and you need to watch your Bloodseeker veins over here. You need some kind of weak aura, or you need some kind of overlay UI to be able to watch that. So yeah, if you like that, the Wildstalker is for you. If you like a more safe, like far back, I can show you here. I just did a model load. Let's take the model load 11. Like 28. I was Keeper of the Growth here. Look at this. 616k overall. Starfire and Wrath. I was just spamming damage all dungeon long, and I'm healing like 30% of Dream of the scenarios. Sadly, it's too long ago because I tried out the Keeper of the Growth for this video, and I'm gonna put some links in for you for some videos as well. But as Wildstalker, you heal more of Life Blooms, Ward, and usually like normal healing spells, okay? So that's the 2 playstyles. I will be completely honest with you. At this point, I don't have a favorite. And I don't know why. Both hero talents and both specs are just like super cool right now, and they bring 2 different things. What I want to say is that they bring different things to the party, okay? So I'm gonna rate them in different things now, and you can agree or not, but this is my personal preference, okay? For complexity, is this easy to go to? I'm gonna do Wildstalker. I'm gonna give that 4, okay? It's pretty complex to play. You need to be able to watch your Bloodseeker veins. You need to be able to spread your dots, play around that 15-second Heart of the Wild proc, and you need to be able to know what you're doing. And for Keeper of the Growth, I'm gonna do complexity maybe 2 out of 5, okay? Because it's just more easy. I was like super laid back. I played 11 and 10s with my friends doing Keeper of the Growth build. I'm just spamming 1 button. Basically just like clicking Star Search, Starfire, and Wrath. Most of the dungeons, so 2 out of 5. And in that, when we're talking about that, also the new player friendly, not so punishing. Wildstalker can be very punishing if you don't play it correctly, and if you need to heal a lot and like your group is taking a lot of damage. I know this is an issue for a lot of you guys out there, because if you are not like able to go into cat form and do your rotation, your damage is gonna suck. That's and if you're in your cat form doing your rotation and in your Call of the Elder Druid Heart of the Wild proc, and you need to go out and do healing, your damage is gonna suck again. So it's very punishing and not so new player friendly. Okay, so I'm gonna give that new player friendly. I'm gonna give Wildstalker a 2, and I'm gonna give Keeper of the Growth a 4. So I'm basically just gonna swap them around. Okay, because when you're playing your Keeper of the Growth, if you're not spamming Starfires all the way through your Heart of the Wild, who cares? You're still fine. Your damage is still fine, and you're doing fine. Okay. One of the things that really separates this, because right now it just feels like I'm just talking about Keeper of the Growth all the way. You have a utility question, okay? So with Wildstalker, you're running Skull Bash, a 15-second interrupt, which will be very important in those hierarchy situation +12s, where you need to kick priority spells, and maybe kicks are on cooldown, so you actually have a kick for yourself. And we're running Incapacitating Roar. And now some people might say, but Chike, this is just in the Druid tree. You can run this at Keeper of the Grove as well. Yes, you can run it if you want, but I won't recommend it. Because if you're playing the Keeper of the Grove, if you're out far away playing the Boomkin playstyle, there's no reason for you to run Skull Bash and go into melee, and no reason for you to run Incapacitating Roar. Okay? Because if you're staying far back, you're never gonna go into melee and do that stuff. I'm used to going into melee because I play Wildstalker and have played that a lot this season. But if you play the Keeper of the Growth correctly, you never go into melee range. Only for the things in dungeons, right? But you usually just stay out there in the range and in the safe zone. That's why I don't run it. You can try it yourself running it, and you can like put a comment down below if it's actually working. But I know some of the highest Keeper of the Growth players right now, pushing the highest keys, 16s and 17s, are not running Skull Bash and Incapitating Roar as well. They're running 0 utility, okay? So Keeper of the Growth utility will be 0. Okay, you have no utility. You don't bring anything. You don't bring stuns, or you don't bring kick or anything. I had no way to stop spellcast. We still run Orson's Vigor, so maybe just the 1. But if you're looking at the Wildstalker, you're gonna get a 4, I think, because with the kick and with the roar on such a short cooldown, there's just so much control you're able to contribute with. Okay. For the next question, I'm gonna show you something here. Let me just hold on a second. Boom. So for the next one here, I want to show you this, okay? So this is how the specs are performing in the hierarchies, okay? This is from the site called u.gg, tier list healer rankings. And you can see Dusk Priest, we don't even want to talk about that. But as you can see down here, for DPS and HPS, the Wildstalker is still better on paper, doing more DPS in average, doing more HPS in average, and I kind of agree on that. Your burst window is super strong. If you get your burst windows down, you do a ton of damage in those burst windows. I've bursted 3 million at one pull. That was super insane. I think it was a DPS amp as well, right? 200% extra damage, but I did a lot of damage and it felt good. But with that said, right now running like casual keys with pogs, like random people, I do more damage on Keeper of the Growth. Usually I do like around 450, 500k on Wildstalker, and on Keeper of the Growth I can do up to 650k overall. Okay, so actually I do more damage on Keeper of the Growth, and I've been thinking about this. Why is that so? And if I'm being honest, I think it's mostly because Wildstalker is good if you need the healing. People are actually taking the damage. You're gonna do your 50-second DPS cooldown, then go out and actually heal people. While Keeper of the Growth's damage and like stable damage is super insane if you don't need healing. And this is exactly what I said before, because you have Dream of the Scenarios, your passive healing is so huge off your DPS. So if you have a group that knows the game, knows what's going on, don't need that much help, you can actually heal a lot more with Keeper of the Growth, in my opinion, because you passively heal a lot. But we need to look at what's on paper. I think I will do like Wildstalker DPS would probably be a 5 for me, while Keeper of the Growth overall might be maybe a 4 or 5. HPS wise, I will do a 5 for Wildstalker and a 4 for Keeper of the Growth, okay? Because what I was expecting, or what I saw in the keys I was running, if I needed do a big AoE healing, you have the Treants. You have the Treants as a healer cooldown when you run Keeper of the Growth. I'm just going to show you that in a second. But it just felt like I didn't, without the Symbiotic Blooms, I just didn't have that much healing on hand. This one. Increasing so you have 15% extra healing. But for me, healing with Wildstalker, I've played that more as well, but it just feels better to me, okay? So yeah, overall, if I need to look at the two specs, I think they're, compared to Season 1 where there was a lot of different like approaches and people wanted Wildstalker, I think there's like, actually, I would say like a 4 for both. I really enjoy playing both right now. It all depends on your playstyle. Do you want to be the cat going into melee, spreading bleeds, playing the more complex playstyle? Or do you want to be the safe boomkin, standing far away, keeping everyone healed up with your passive Dream of the Scenarios healing? I don't know. That's up to you guys. And that's why I wanted to make this video and talk about all these things, because you need to make a choice whether you want to play one or the other. I don't think one or the other is actually better right now. They just bring different things into the group, okay? And when that is said, people like gonna comment like, Mawu, Wildstalker is better, it's always been better. I mean, if you look at the top right now, I'm just gonna show you here. You actually have, yes, you have 4 people playing Wildstalker, but you also have Hot Top. I love this guy. also playing Keeper of the Growth in hierarchies. And this guy is like 3.3k. Okay, this guy is pushing super well. You all know Vikman. I've been talking a lot to Vikman about all these new talents and changes. I love this guy. So we have actually both hero specs represented in the top. So yeah. So with that said, this is by the way Moloch.io. I use this a lot to find out like different specs and different builds and all that. We can look at this guy. As I was just telling you, just wanted to show you real quick. He's not running Skull Bash, not running Incapacitating Roar, only focusing on healing. Okay, Bear Form healing as well. That's pretty good. So yeah, and this guy's running Power of the Archdruid and Abdurance because he have Forset. So yeah, you can go in and check out all the different builds, all the different things you want to do about it. What I want to, as a little bonus info before I lose you, is that I just want to show you real quick the raid build. For raid guys, I think there's no discussion. You only run Keeper of the Growth in raids. You don't run, there's no scenario where I see Wildstalker actually being worth it. You only use Wraths with Master of the Shapeshifter and your Heart of the Wild to just like keep mana and get mana back. You're gonna pop Heart of the Wild and you're gonna pump out Wrath. I'm gonna put in a link for you here where you can see what I'm doing, just to get mana back. And then you're just gonna hot everyone up. You use your Convoke and use your Flourish to extend that. And we're also running what is that called, Trank, so we can heal a lot. And we're gonna get all our cooldowns back by 20% while using Trank. So just a super nice healer build here. So this is what I usually run in raids. I've done 4 out of 8 on Heroic just to try to get some hero pieces. Sadly didn't get any, as you know, or set pieces. 2 set. So yeah, that's the builds. I need to see if I remembered everything. I think I did. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. But as just a final conclusion, Wildstalker and Keeper of the Growth, like Boomkin build versus Cat build, they're both in such a great spot right now. Like a personal opinion. Go in and try both. See what fits like best for your playstyle, fits best for your groups. But I would again just say as the last thing, if you're a new player, go for Keeper of the Growth. Try that. It's more POC friendly. It's not as punishing, and it's easier to go to. But if you're looking for like something new and you want to push yourself into hierarchies, I think Wildstalker might be just slightly better at both DPS and HPS because of the burst windows. Okay. But yeah, I guess that's it. A lot of talking today. I hope I didn't like screw up too much with the words. If you're asking about all the weak auras and all that, you have all the weak auras add-ons on my entire UI. You have that on Discord. I would recommend you come in there. We can discuss everything. And yeah, we just keep pushing into Season 2. Right now, I'm looking. I can show you here. I'm looking for the 12s. Trying to push all the way through 3K. But honestly, I'm in no rush. We're actually pumping this season. And I'm having a lot of fun running those 10s. Trying out new builds for you guys. So, I guess without further ado, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.